Ellie says that she has football players in her DMs, but little does she know, no one asked. Ellie says that her job is now being threatened because of Joe's actions. But because of her actions, Bree feels genuinely threatened. Ellie says that she is over the drama with Bree because it has been the same thing over and over again. All that tells me is that she listens to our podcast.
I'm Morgan.
I'm Lane.
Welcome to Below Deckexperts. Hello, everybody. Today we are recapping Below.deckmed Season 9, Episode 10, Regret Me Not, with a K.
Oh, fancy. Getting creative there.
Were there any knots in this episode?
I don't even know where they were going with this.
No, I'm being completely honest. Were there any?
No.
Wait.
They don't really tie that many knots.
I know.
Unless you count, like, them putting it into, like, the cleat. But that's
right.
not really...
That's what I was saying. Did we have an issue with that this episode? But I don't think we did.
Smooth sailing.
Guys, was this episode not super boring?
So boring.
I have
We'll make it fun for you, though.
I've had at least 3 notes in here saying, I'm so bored. Beach Club was boring. What else did I write? Nothing. A bit of a nothing burger. Everything. Bree and Aisha talking. Boring.
Yeah, it was like they copied and pasted the last 4 episodes.
Yeah, and I got the vibe this episode when I was like, you know what? They have X amount of episodes to create for this season because they have X amount of time slots. When it's like during this episode, I got the feeling like I wish this was a streaming show, because if it was like Love is Blind, for example, like Love is Blind doesn't have to meet a quota. Mm-hmm. Or they hypothetically don't have to because they don't have to fill time slots. Mm-hmm. This is where it gets annoying, where it's like, this was literally just like a filler episode.
Yeah. Like the fly episode in Breaking Bad.
Oh, don't get me started on that episode.
Right over that one.
Oh my God.
Like the episode in Psych where it's like season 7, but they copy a episode from the first season.
Very weird.
And they make it into a musical. I still hate it.
Oh, the musical episode of Grey's. That one's also very scarring.
Any of those musical episodes.
You're like, what?
We get it. This? High School Musical came out that year.
Yes, exactly.
You're not going to do as well.
Oh, so if this is your first rodeo here on Below Deckexperts, the way our episodes work.
Welcome to your first rodeo.
This is your first Below Deckexperts rodeo. We start with a question for each other based upon this week's episode because we don't watch them together. And then once we get into the episode, we focus on like 2 to 4 main points throughout. This week, again, so boring, but we have Ellie getting mad at Joe's song, which became such a big thing.
Ugh.
Ellie and Bree still hate each other. Surprise.
Yeah.
And the laundry debate continues, which is like, if I was Captain Sandy, I'd be like, shoot me in the head right now.
Yeah.
You give me the wrong shirt one more time, and I'm going to lose it.
Yeah, but it's literally, like I said earlier, a copy and paste of the last 4 episodes. Yeah. Bree still fucks up the laundry.
They could have, yes.
Ellie still hates Bree. Joe is involved somehow. Like, Aisha has a good time. That's the only part we like to see.
Chef does well.
Yeah, I was happy about that.
Oh, did you see on the coming up on, I don't want to skip, obviously, past the whole episode, but like, how Captain Sandy says, I'm going to have to fire him?
Yeah.
Do you think that's about Chef?
No.
Okay. I think it's about Ian.
I think it is, too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and then Gail and Nathan continue to be annoying.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't get on board.
They want us to be like, oh my God, I hope they get together, but I just don't care.
I don't care. I know it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I just keep picturing Gail's ex-boyfriend watching this week by week.
Yeah. Ugh, if you're watching.
Right?
Sorry, dog.
Sorry, dog. Okay, so the question I went with to this week has nothing to do with this episode because this episode sucked. Mm-hmm. What season of Below Deck are we going to get next? Because it hasn't been announced. Below Deck, like regular, has been announced, and I think that premieres in February. So it's between...
Yeah, so we need another season of something.
Yes.
Maybe Down Under?
It's got to be Down Under. We don't know what's happening with Sailing yet.
Yeah, they ran into all that because they recorded like a whole season, but then that came out, so they couldn't air it, right?
Yeah, somebody said, I was on Below Deck Reddit for a little bit, not very long, because I don't want to stay on there.
Yeah, you need to buckle down.
But somebody said that they recorded, or they taped, a Sailing Yacht season July 2023, which would have been a year ago. Mm-hmm. And like Gary was in it. So potentially it could be a Sailing Yacht season, but they like completely edited him out.
That'd be hard because they use him as like the not the main, but possibly like the main protagonist. Is that the right word?
Yeah. Yeah, they used to. He was just a big character. It was him, Daisy, and what's his name?
Kevin.
Oh.
No,
Colin. It's either that or Down Under. And I'm just interested to see if we're going to have Aisha on Down Under again.
I hope so.
I hope so. Down Under is like her thing. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. Part of me is like, God, I kind of want a little bit of a break. But then I'm like, well, I don't want too long of a break.
Yeah, like a week or two where we can get in a drunk Q&A episode.
Yeah.
Oh, we still got to do the hot sauce.
Yeah, we're doing that,
is that
today.
Tomorrow? What day is it?
We're doing it the day this episode drops. We're recording it. Oh, we're doing the live. It's a live. We're not recording it. It's going to be a live. This Friday.
Oh, I thought we were doing it Thursday.
No. Friday night. We mentioned it last week. Today, 7 p.m. Central, we're doing a Hot Ones live. Be there or be square.
Yeah, don't listen to me. Listen to her.
Yeah, he doesn't know what's going on.
I don't know what's going on.
All right, drop your question.
What? So the tip came out to be $21,500. Mm-hmm. What percentage of that? So I guess like the average is 20,000. We can all agree on that. What percentage of anything over $20,000 was because of Aisha?
Did anybody else do anything wrong?
Yeah, but the guest probably didn't notice it.
What would they do?
Well, it was just the typical, like, Bree messing up laundry, Ellie being mad at Bree.
Yeah. Ellie messed up drinks.
Question.
Remember they said something like, Aisha, you need to teach Ellie how to make this?
Yeah. The corn star.
The corn star. Yeah, we can't say that.
Yeah, I'll have to bleep it out.
I already did say, like, well, you can bleep this out again, but I already said shoot me in the head.
Yeah.
Should you bleep that out too?
Probably not.
All right. So I don't know. I mean, if I'm being honest, I feel like the tips are completely pre-decided.
Yeah, because they all seemed like they had a great time. Dinner was good. Everything was good. 21.5 it's like getting a C+.
Yeah, and I don't know that all the guests, here's how I look at it. How do all the guests know exactly what is good, what is mid, and what is not so good? Mm-hmm. So, like, how would they know that 25,000 is good and 20,000 is like the standard? Somebody's got to tell them that. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I just wonder what those conversations are. I wish I knew, which I could probably figure out if I went on Below Deck Reddit.
Don't go there.
But of like, what do the guests know? Because I'm not rich. So I guess I wouldn't even need to have this conversation. But it's like, somebody's got to be like, hey, what do you tip?
Yeah.
What's the normal tip? Because I don't know. I'd give them like $1,000. If I didn't watch this show, how would you know?
That's so true, because you assume that they get paid like hourly or whatever, like a contract. So you're like, oh yeah, I'll just leave them a little something,
right?
Like $2,000,
$100 a person or something.
Yeah.
Like, how would you know? But again, maybe it's a rich person thing that I'm just not clued in on.
Because like, say you get like 4 of your friends to like put up drywall in your house or something.
Yeah,
you'll pay them like $100 each. Like, thank you.
Right. But we're not rich.
Yeah.
If you're wealthy, you might know. But yeah. I don't know. I truly don't.
I don't know.
Okay, so let's just jump into it. I said, oh God, here we go. Immediately Ellie turning on the waterworks. Woe is me. The conversation with Captain Sandy and Bree.
Ugh.
She goes, I'll leave if you have to fire me, I'll leave right now. And I'll feel good about the job that I did. And
Yeah.
you just know Bree's over there like,
The fuck?
like,
It's just ridiculous.
so ridiculous.
She's like, can I get another take?
Yeah.
Captain Sandy. And it's like, dude, we all know you're full of shit. Like,
Okay, girl. Like,
yeah.
she's just looking to make her mark in whatever way possible.
Oh, yeah.
So
If she
can
doesn't
have
see
that OF.
if she doesn't see her reflection in the camera lens, there's a problem in her head.
I know.
It's absurd.
God. The whole football. Did you see the football player thing from like an article?
No, she said that.
When? Football players in her DMs? Oh, was it on the coming up on?
No. It was she was talking to Bree.
Oh, I swear I saw it in an article, but maybe I did see it in an article and it was about the episode.
Mm-hmm.
I would tune her out after a while, to be honest.
Honestly, yeah, I had to rewatch it because I didn't remember half of things that happened.
Yeah.
Because I just was so disinterested.
I know.
I added to my Amazon Christmas list if you want to check that out.
No thanks.
Okay.
So, yeah, whatever. They finished this conversation with Captain Sandy. Captain Sandy's like, hey, get your shit together. Otherwise, I'm going to have to fire both of you.
Yeah. And we're like, all right, do it.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah.
Because Bree's not catching. The only thing I'm interested in is figuring out whether Ellie's actually sabotaging her in laundry.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll get into it where they basically decide. God, I feel so stupid talking about this laundry situation.
Oh, I know.
Like, people are dying, Kim. Kim, there's people that are dying. That's how I feel when we talk about this laundry situation. You know what I'm referring to? When Kim Kardashian loses her diamond earring in the ocean. It's like a really old episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, but it's like a iconic phrase because Courtney, her sister, comes out of like her hotel room and she's like, Kim, there's people that are dying. And she's crying over like a $75,000 diamond earring in the ocean. But that's how I feel talking about this stupid laundry situation.
Yeah. I know. I was a little scared about the length of this episode because we don't really want to talk about any of it.
I really don't.
Because we've done it 4 times at this point.
Yeah. Thanks for being here, guys.
Thanks for being here.
By the way, usually we say this at the end. The episode did so well.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for being here.
Oh my God. The last episode went crazy.
We're almost to 300 subscribers, so we should really save this for the end.
Yeah, we'll say it again.
We'll say it
Thanks,
again.
guys.
But yes, we want to thank you guys. So we are going to do our best this episode.
We're going to do our job.
Aisha and Captain start, they have like a separate meeting about
A little luncheon.
a little luncheon, yeah. But again, big old nothing burger, really. Like, what even came out of that?
The same thing they've said like twice.
Aisha being like, thanks for talking to them, and Captain being like, no problem. And then it's like, okay.
Okay, bye. It's so recycled and like,
Yeah.
I just hope we can make this entertaining enough.
Yep. Can you guys see my cat, Nomad? He's sitting right here.
Mr. Gnomes?
I don't think you can. He's always got stuff on him. Gail can't wait to hook up with Nathan.
No.
She can't wait.
Yeah, she says, I don't think I've ever jumped from one relationship to another this fast before. Bullshit.
First of all, they kind of overlapped, no?
Yeah, she didn't really jump. She kind of stepped. She was kind of like in between two boats.
She was kind of like, you know how you straddle a state line and you're like in two places at once? That's what she did.
Like the Springfield thing between all the states.
The Springfield thing.
Nope, it's a Simpsons thing. And it's all 4 states. And yeah.
There's
I'm
a
done.
4 corners thing.
Yeah.
In, I don't know what states it is. Arizona, Colorado, New Mexico.
California.
No.
Damn, I meant to say Florida because that would have been funnier.
4 corners states. Let's see. Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, Utah. Dang it. If I would have thought about it, I would have gotten that.
Yeah, it's that I got confused because it's from the Simpsons movie and they're trying to like they're finally going to be like, where is Springfield in The Simpsons? But then they go to the Four Corners, and it doesn't. Anyways, that wasn't going anywhere.
So one more thing, dealing with the Bree and Ellie thing, they like interview Ellie, and she's like, my head shouldn't be on the chopping block, so I'm just gonna have to deal with Bree's bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay, girl.
And then goes on to pull rank and yell at Bree.
Thank God they're switching cabins.
Yeah.
But then, like, Bree's, like, on the phone with her friend being like, I don't know about switching cabins. I'm like, girl, this is good for you.
Yeah.
She basically just doesn't want to be a bother. And, like, you've already been one. So, like,
Yeah, Bree, you crashed in the guy's cabin for like 2 days.
I know. It's been a thing since you freaking made out with Joe, who is not worth it.
Yeah. And they're still like pulling the narrative like, I got one, I need the other one.
Oh.
It's like, no, you just made out with a girl in a hot tub.
That's it. That is it. And the guys are like loving this because of the situation it is. Because of what?
The song cracked me up. I'm not gonna lie. It made me laugh so hard because like the stupid shit you do with your boys, like everyone else would be like, dude, what the fuck are you guys doing?
I know.
But like when you're in that, it's so funny.
I know. And it's like, I don't know. I feel like I'm such a skeptic. How did you not know Ellie was in the room?
Yeah.
There's camera people everywhere.
Yeah.
One of them probably following her. Mm-hmm. I can't.
Well, did you notice too, like, if we're going to get into this part of the episode, so he starts singing and she like listens to like a couple lines of his funny song and she like smiles.
Yeah.
Like a genuine smile. And then she like sees the camera and she's like, I'm like, we got you in 4K.
I know. Part of me is like, there's another part too. Like, I don't know if it's just because I don't like Ellie, but there's another part later on when they're like out at the club or at dinner or whatever when, God, I'm going to look it up right now. Bree tells Ellie she heard about the song. And, like, Bree makes a comment like, oh, I'm sorry, that, like, sucks. And Ellie had to be very quick to be like, well, he was talking about you, too. It was that she didn't want to look stupid. Like, that's the point I'm making. So, like, that in that moment, she's like, I can't look stupid here. And then in the moment again later on when Bree brings it up, I thought Bree was just being genuine, being like, hey, like, sorry that he did that.
Sorry,
that sucks.
you were embarrassed.
Yeah, and she's
Ellie's like, you're embarrassed too.
Right. Like, she just cannot. She's like, I don't want to compare her and Ian. They're very different people. But she's like Ian in that aspect where it's like, can't even just own up to something or be like, thanks or okay or...
Yeah, just be like a normal human.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So the only thing we skipped over was dinner. Do you want to talk about dinner?
Sure.
Which it's, you know what sucks? You know, when Chef is doing bad, he gets all the airtime. We see all the food, right? Mm. But then when he's doing good, they like barely showed us any of the food.
Yeah.
I don't even know what kind of cake it was. I didn't write anything down.
Yeah, all I had to pull some information.
Yeah.
Basically, they said seafood pasta with lobster and scallops, and then later on they're like in a white wine sauce.
Oh,
and like,
sounds great.
I guess I'll look up recipes because that's all I got.
Yeah.
The first note I have is the substitute for scallops was chorizo.
Which
gross.
I know. I was gonna say, how do you feel about that? Ew.
Ew.
I know. I think I would have. Well, I don't know. He was told never serve chicken.
Yeah.
Because I would have rather had chicken.
That might be something on my preference sheet. I don't like chorizo.
I don't like chorizo either. It's way too like fatty and greasy for me.
Yeah, it's like a bad tasting bacon.
Yeah. Same. I don't like chorizo.
So then I go to this one website, right? First thing on Google. And the title of it was seafood pasta with lobster and scallop. Halfway down the page, it told me to skip on the scallops and replace with onions. How does that make sense? I don't know. But I guess anyone can have a website. They were like, instead of handmade pasta, get store-bought gluten-free pasta and dairy-free butter.
Okay.
Stupid. And then, before I even get to the recipe, this person put in a whole paragraph about how the knives in your kitchen should be sharp. That's like the first thing you learn when you like cooking 101, have sharp knives. Anyways, I'll get to the actual thing. I'm done ranting.
Okay.
So this fucking website. No, I'm kidding.
These motherfuckers.
So basically, I just had to guess. So I put what he most likely did was cook the lobster and scallops in the same pan, cooking with oil and butter. Once that was finished, he reduced the pan with dry white wine that didn't have too much sweetness to it because the dish does not need more sweetness as it gets a fair amount from the proteins. Once the wine was in the pan, he added some extra seasonings and not garnishes, seasonings. I can't think of the word. And he added the pasta and the proteins in the pan and served.
Cool.
Yeah. Tried to get through that quick.
Yeah. I'm just annoyed that they don't take more time. Like, again, a filler episode. Use the food.
Yeah.
I know. I don't get it.
Yeah.
It's the primary's birthday. I did not write that he made a cake, but they didn't say anything about it.
It had white frosting.
Yeah. They're having a slumber party, which I thought was very fun.
Yeah.
Ellie messed up the cocktails, which we already talked about. The corn star martini. Hey, that's something we could look up. I don't know what that is. Do you know what that is?
I don't.
I'm going to look it up right now.
Because they kind of said it was vanilla vodka.
Yep. Okay.
And then she was like, some of this, some of this, some of this.
Vanilla vodka, passion fruit liqueur,
Okay.
passion fruit.
You're drunk.
Passion fruit. I don't know if I can say
Fruit.
this, but it's passion fruit puree. Try to say that fast.
Passion fruit puree, passion fruit puree, fashion puree.
Fashion puree.
That was close. All right. I take it back. That's hard to say.
Lime juice, vanilla simple syrup, sparkling wine. Garnish with passion fruit if preferred. I've never had that. I feel like that would be good, no?
Vanilla and passion fruit and lime.
Yeah.
I'd try it.
I'd try it, but I've never had it. So, anywho, she didn't do it right. These guests were like cool. Like
They were very cool.
like that one tiny thing, and they didn't even complain about it. They're like, "Hey, can you make this, Aisha? Because you do it better."
Yeah.
Which I was like, "Thanks, guys. You don't know how much that means to us."
Yeah. Yeah. I felt good. I felt good.
So, okay. Oh, this was the part of the episode I was confused because this is the next morning and a guest gets up and wants to get in the jacuzzi and they kept time stamping everything. And I was like, why? But it was to make the point about Bree leaving that valve on. Or Bree. Gail.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Is this guest going to like do something crazy? Like, why are you time stamping 7:30, 8 o'clock, 8:30, 8:45? Like, what are you doing?
And they're like, what does that even mean? Like, oh, I know what type of water heater is on the Mystique.
Yeah.
That thing can only hold water for 45 minutes. Then you got to flush it all out, bring it back in, heat it. I don't fucking know.
No, and I was like,
I
they
don't know
are
how
just
a regular water heater works.
grasping at things, I feel like,
Yeah.
this episode. Because then they made it not a big thing, but then at dinner, like, Gail and Joe are talking, like, didn't want to give you the princess treatment. Like, what? You guys they're just making things out of nothing.
The one scene that is so fabricated is, and well, we can just talk about it, I guess, is it was one morning and they're cleaning the deck. It's Gail and Joe. And Joe says something like, damn it, I can't remember what he says, but basically it sounds like he's calling her a dipshit.
Oh, yeah.
And then she's like, did you call me a dipshit? And he's
A
like,
dickhead.
Dickhead, that's
Yeah.
what it was. And then it like cuts. And you know he was just like, oh no, I said this.
No, it showed us. He was like,
Did it?
no, I didn't call you that.
Oh.
And that was it. Again,
Just,
it was
that whole part was like,
right.
yeah.
Well, then Gail's crying about leaving the valve open to Captain Sandy, which at first I was like, eye roll. And then I was like, I think it's kind of genuine because I think I've been there too, like, especially in my, like, God, I was my high school, for example. Like, I couldn't be said, if a teacher said one thing to me, I'd burst out in tears because I was perfect. But I think she was just like, she didn't want for Captain Sandy to be mad at her, but Captain Sandy's like, I'm not mad at you.
Yeah. And one point about high school is you left your mark, like, straight A's, good kid, super respectful. And then I got to high school and they're like, oh, we got another one. I'm like, all right, relax. I got C pluses and B minuses.
Yep.
I'm going to cuss a lot.
Yep. I know. I was like the goody two shoes.
Yeah. I left a lot of teachers disappointed.
You know how they do the voting, like the mock elections when you're a senior, like most athletic, most likely to succeed, whatever. I got voted most changed from freshman to senior year. But I didn't understand why.
Yeah. I think you just hid your need to be perfect in, like, academics better. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah, I honestly don't know. I honestly can't think.
I got most likely to get married to my high school sweetheart.
Did you? With your high school sweetheart?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I just remembered that.
I'm kind of mad I didn't get most athletic.
Same.
Most likely to be a model.
Okay.
Most likely to be a movie star. Yeah, they have those ones, but those always go to like the kids that are in the plays and stuff.
Yeah.
Little do they know. Most likely to have a successful Below Deck podcast.
Yeah, that's got us written
all over it. So the docking was good. Surprise, surprise. Then we're on to the laundry stuff again. I don't want to talk about it. Basically, okay, we'll briefly kind of go over what happened. Bree asks Ellie again, don't touch the laundry. Ellie actually responds somewhat well and is like, okay, I won't. Wow, that's surprising. I can't believe Ellie didn't immediately go to Aisha and tell her that.
Yeah.
Then Bree tells Aisha that she told Ellie, don't touch the laundry. And Aisha's like, that's not happening, girl, because you go on break and you go to sleep and we need to go in the laundry.
And you haven't successfully done it since you stepped on this boat.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't think I wrote this down later on. I didn't. But what ends up happening is, because we're jumping ahead, but we're just going to kind of cover all the laundry stuff so we can be done with it, is that Aisha decides Ellie's only going to do laundry that has nothing to do with the cruise stuff.
Yeah.
So Ellie can do like napkins, towels,
rags,
stuff like that. Aisha is like light bulb, right? So now we'll know that like Ellie's not supposed to touch the crew stuff, and if the crew stuff's messed up, we know it's Bree now. Aisha tells that to Ellie, is like crystal clear, right? And Ellie's like, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Aisha goes to Bree to relay the same information. Ellie tries to be slick, and she comes down and she says, Aisha, I just didn't know, am I allowed to be in the laundry room? And Aisha goes, I just talked to you about this. You already know. And then she kind of is like, oh yeah, okay. But you know why she did that? She wanted to look sweet and innocent to Bree.
Yeah.
And I love that like Aisha shut it down right away. She's like, I literally just had the same conversation with you 5 seconds ago, so you can go.
Like, I know what you're doing, but I'm not going to call you out because I don't want to be half of this episode.
She did basically call her out, though, in a professional way.
In a very slick, professional way.
Yeah, being like, girl, I know what you're doing. Leave.
Yeah.
God. Ugh, I hate those kind of people.
I know. It's just a snake in the grass.
Yep.
Buzz.
So anyway, that's where we're at with laundry. So going into next week, Bree is in charge of the crew stuff. Ellie can do laundry that has nothing to do with the crew stuff. So we will see what happens.
I don't think it's the best solution.
Well, I think I do, because one of two things are going to happen. Well, I think Ellie's smart enough now that if she was sabotaging Bree, she's not going to do it anymore. She now knows she's going to get caught.
I think it's the perfect time to sabotage
Oh,
her.
you're right.
Sabotage her.
You're right.
Because now she has no hands in it, so she can do whatever she wants.
And be
it's
like,
Bree's
not
fault.
me.
Yeah.
You're right. Oh my God. I was being too innocent.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what happens. And then anyways, charter's over. Tip was 21.5.
We were all over the place this episode.
Because I'm grasping at little like pockets of things happening.
Of things we actually want to talk about. Yeah.
So they're getting a day out. They go out to dinner and Ellie doesn't go, which I thought was surprising, but I was like, I can relate. If I was that tired, I would be staying in and going to sleep too.
Oh, yeah. Every now and then you just got to say, I need to be away from people and lay in bed and sleep.
I've been doing that like this past weekend. Like I've just been in that mood. I think it's the Olympics. You don't watch the Olympics, do you?
No.
But all I want to do is watch all the Olympics, so all I want to do is sit on the couch.
Fair.
Yeah. Guys, I'm going to be honest, there's nothing interesting about any of this stuff.
Yeah, I mean the whole like Gail and Nathan thing. He's like, bet you won't kiss me, and she's like, I'll kiss you if you take me on a picnic. But then she's like, I want him to kiss me, but I hate PDA. That was the whole beach thing.
Yep.
You're welcome.
That was the beach.
Aisha likes old shit and getting a tan.
One of my notes is, Aisha, what in the actual fuck are you talking about? What was I referring to?
Probably her explaining the like historical place that they were at.
What was it?
Because she was like, this was built in 525 BC by blah, blah, blah,
Oh,
blah.
no. She was saying, I could just picture myself with
that part, yeah.
And I was like, girl, what the fuck are you saying?
With a roll of silk and a bag of coins. And it's like, the producer was like, I'm going to use this, but this is hard to watch.
The producer, no, they were like eating that shit up. I feel like Aisha was trying to save this episode too. God damn it.
Yeah.
Ellie's so disrespected by the song. I guess did we already like get through the song?
She loved it at first and then realized it could be a whole thing, and she made it a whole thing, and Joe apologizes and she's like, okay.
What does the song actually say though? What did he so for anyone that didn't watch the episode, I don't think anybody that's watching us didn't watch the actual episode, but like Joe's on the piano. Yeah, Joe's on the piano while they're setting up for the guest slumber party. We're kind of going backwards now. But he's like singing and he's like, already had Bree, can't wait something. Basically, I honestly don't know. They made a song about Bree and Ellie.
It was like that, and then like, I've already had one, but when can I get two, or something along those lines. And like I said earlier, Ellie like smiled and thought it was funny, and then saw a camera and was like,
because also, like, come on, girl, you cannot think that Joe wants to marry you.
No.
You don't want to marry him.
No.
So why is the song offensive?
Because
you're doing the same thing.
Airtime.
Yeah, but I'm like, I don't even see the thought process behind it. Like, what do you want? You want him to be in love with you? You don't want him to be in love with you?
I see the thought process behind it. Yeah, give me some. Bang.
Bang. So yeah, that was my thought behind it. Was like, well, what do you want? You just want to hook up with him. So him saying he just wants to hook up with you isn't okay. What do you want him to think?
Yeah, I didn't even think about that part of it. She's been saying since she got on the boat she wants to hook up with Joe.
Yeah.
He says it once and she's like, I'm dried up. Like, right? What? That's so stupid.
True. That is an actual question. Like, what would she want him to say? She doesn't want him to be in love with her. She doesn't want to marry him.
No.
What do you want him to do?
She wants him to be like, to tell Bree to fuck off and be like, Ellie, I will kiss your feet.
And then that's it?
It's
a game. It's just a game. It's really, yeah. I'm over all of them.
Yeah, I'm over it.
The beach club was boring, I'm not going to lie. Pretty fucking boring.
Yeah, Aisha, and we've said this before, Aisha's the type, like, you guys want to play mermaids?
Yeah, I would want to. But was there a pool?
No, it was the beach.
It was just the beach with chairs.
There might have been a pool.
We end the episode with Bree messing up laundry again.
Yeah, and Aisha's like, you might get fired.
Yeah, so truthfully, I think this was like mid-season filler episode because now we're getting into some good stuff, I think.
Yeah.
What do we got coming up?
So we touched on it a little bit. Jono gives raw seafood to a guest who is deathly allergic to raw seafood. And then the next clip is Sandy saying she needs to fire someone.
Which we don't think is him.
We think it's Ian. Let us know in the comments. We're pretty sure it's Ian.
Who do you guys think she's talking about? Do you think she's talking about Chef? Or do you think she's talking about Ian? Or is it somebody completely different?
Or is she talking about me?
Yeah.
Does she own this podcast? Maybe.
I wish she did.
I wish. That'd be cool. The guests, the next guests being like, can you move that furniture? Is it heavy? It doesn't look good there. Can you move it?
I know. This is our classic difficult charter, right? Somebody's got to be the difficult charter. This is going to be the difficult one. It's whatever.
Yeah, finally someone was like, all right, we were beating that dead horse and nothing came out this episode. We got to do something else.
Yeah.
So they put Bree and Ellie on the back burner. Ellie and Bree go to dinner, but Joe's there at the same time.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
So Ellie and Bree go to like dinner or drinks together to talk over the situation. But then the next clip is like Joe in the bathroom and trying to get Bree in there with him.
Oh, yeah.
I think that might be two different nights.
Yeah. Piecing things together.
Yeah.
We get a new stew.
Yeah, and she's just going to keep adding to the pot.
Yeah, she comes off to me like she doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, what does she say? It's like, I'm unapologetically flirty.
Mm-hmm, something like that.
It's a different word, but it's...
Chronically. Chronic
We're
flirt.
getting closer, but it's just going to be like, ooh, my time to be dramatic.
Yep. And then the boat is flooding.
Yeah. So
which you know is more dramatic than actually what happened.
Yeah, I mean, it flooded on... What was it, the first season of Down Under?
Did it?
Like 4 times. Remember, it was Ben, and he got captain. Ben was trying to quit.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, dude, relax. It's just poop.
You said poop. We have 7 episodes left, guys. So that's why I say this is kind of like halfway. And that's why I was like, 7 episodes left. Okay, so that puts us at like the middle of September, right?
Yeah.
Or towards the end of September, which means hypothetically we should have another season coming in October, but we haven't heard anything.
Yeah.
And I tried my best. You guys know I don't do a lot of research, but I actually looked up, like, do we know? And we don't. We do know that Below Deck is coming back in February.
What are you going to dress up as for our Halloween episode?
Ooh, that's a good one, I hope. Well, no matter what, we'll have some sort of Halloween episode.
I know what I'm dressing up
I'm not going to give it away.
Neither am I.
Should we coordinate or no?
The one I'm thinking of, you can't really coordinate. It'd be weird.
All right, we'll just go with it. We'll do our own thing.
We'll surprise each other.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Secret word is nothing burger.
Nothing burger.
Because we're sorry, this episode was a big old nothing burger.
I hope we kept it pretty entertaining for you guys, but it was just like talking about a potato.
Yeah,
like how long
for real.
Or a nothing burger.
But the bright light, the silver lining of the...
What are you trying to say?
is that we're going live tonight, guys.
Yeah.
So we keep saying it's going to be a Hot Ones live. It's a Hot Ones-esque type thing. We're going to my husband's going to ask us questions. We're going to eat wings. We have 6 different sauces.
Yeah.
It's going to be so super fun. So join us tonight on YouTube or Instagram. We're going to go live on both of them at 7 p.m. Central. I'm guessing we'll be live for about an hour, maybe a little bit more than an hour. So if you can come right at 7, great. If you can join us at any point when we're live, please join us.
Yeah.
And this episode will drop that same day. So please, 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 if you have questions, put them in the comments. Okay?
Yeah.
And we will incorporate, because we will look at the comments of this episode before we do the live later today. So Yeah.
Yeah, and also, I know we said this last episode, but the hot sauces we have are no joke.
Yeah.
The last one is 9 million Scovilles.
Yeah, it's for real.
That's about what the last wing is on hot ones.
Yep.
It's either a little bit more or a little bit less. So we're going to be in a lot of pain.
Yeah.
So it'll be fun to watch.
It'll be really fun. I'm excited. I'm going to have chicken nuggets. They'll have, I figured Lane and my husband Brad will have regular wings, like actual hot one wings. I mean, we can do chicken nuggets. I don't care. But
yeah, no,
wings.
I'm going to be a guy.
Yeah, I was going to say, you got to do the real wings.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll try that too. Who knows? We didn't say this, or we haven't said this in a few weeks, but because we've been getting like more and more views and actually more and more subscribers, we would love it if you guys could at least like the episodes, because that really, really helps us in the algorithm. And that's why more people are seeing our episodes and we're getting more views and more subscribers, is because of you guys liking and commenting. And we love you guys for that. So please, just, if nothing else, just give the episode a like so that it gets pushed forward so that more people can see us.
Yeah. And if you feel like it, just put a comment. If you have nothing to add, just put below deck.
Nothing burger.
Nothing burger.
Yep. There you go.
That's the whole point of the secret word. I'm an idiot. But nothing burger.
This is Lane's first week.
Yep.
All right, guys. We will see you tonight on the live if you can make it. If not, we'll see you next week.
We'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye.